everyone, it's Amanda here with your 2017 RuneScope. I wanted to take a moment, first of all, to thank all of my subscribers. Those of you who, also those of you who like, share, comment on my videos. Thank you so much for your support. And especially want to give a shout out to anyone who has ever gotten a private session, a private reading from me. Thank you so much for watching and for trusting me to read for you. A special shout out to my regulars. You know who you are. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. This is the yearly overview for all of 2017. I post one for each astrological sign, but I also post monthly videos, monthly RuneScopes for each sign. So if you are new to my channel, definitely click the subscribe button here in the video or below the video, and that will ensure that you get updates whenever I upload the new videos, the monthly videos. Those of you who are already subscribed, you may want to double check and just make sure you are still subscribed. I've heard that Google's going through and unsubscribing accounts that they consider inactive. I don't really know what that means, and I don't really know what it takes to be considered inactive, but definitely make sure that you are still subscribed so that you're getting my updates and not missing any videos. Now, those of you that have been watching my channel for a while, have been following me for a while, you know that this video, the yearly overview, normally replaces the January RuneScope. I don't normally do a January RuneScope. However, this year I have done a January scope. They're available over on my Vimeo On Demand page. You can just click or tap show more beneath the video and follow the link over there, and that's available there. And it's the January RuneScope plus the spiritual guidance card all in one. So you get both. I had a lot of requests for that last year, so I decided to go ahead and do that. Of course, your Career 2017 RuneScope is also over there. If you want to take a look at specifically career, finance, money, all of that good stuff, and what's going to be going on for your particular astrological sign in that area, those are available over there as well. Your love scope for 2017, your love RuneScope, will be coming up in time for Valentine's Day. I should get those posted at the end of January, around the same time I post the February RuneScopes here on YouTube. So those are coming. So I also, those of you that are interested in learning about the runes, I do offer an online rune class a few times a year, kind of just based on demand. If you would like more information about that, just drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U. You'll find that here in the video and below the video. For your 2017 RuneScope, I will be using, in conjunction with the runes, the Medieval Scapini deck. It's a beautiful deck. A classic deck. It's by Luigi Scapini, and named for him. We're gonna do the first 6 months with one or the other, the runes or the tarot. They're gonna kind of let me know, you know, which order they want to do it for each sign. But so we'll do half the year with the runes, half the year with the tarot, and see what's coming up for you. So let's dive in to 2017. Hey there, Cancer. We're gonna dive into 2017. The tarot wanted to go first with you, so we're gonna start there. Tarot is gonna cover January through June 2017 for my Cancers, and then we'll do, we're gonna cast the runes to cover July through December of 2017. So let's see which runes want to talk to Cancer. July through December of 2017. What's in store for my crabs? Nothing's grabbing on. There we go. There it is. Now, as always, Cancer, I just want to remind you, that one wanted to pop out too. Like I always do, to remind you that these are general readings, so not every message will be for you. Some will, of course, be for the other Cancers that are watching. You can watch the video for your rising sign as well, and I do recommend that because it can give you additional information or details of situations or areas, things that will be lit up for you in 2017. If you would like something more specific, now's the perfect time to do it, the start of a new year. You can schedule a private session with me. I do those on Skype. They are $65 for 30 minutes. Just drop me a line at the email address in this video or below it to set up an appointment. And we'll take a look at what 2017 is going to hold for you specifically, and elaborate on some of these general themes here. But let's see here. Taking the lay of the land here. So January through June of 2017, you are challenged or focused. We've got 8 of coins. So this is talking about focusing on a project, focusing on work, and it may be a project or a job that requires a lot of attention to detail. Some of you could be learning a new skill. You could be moving up. This is the card of the apprentice. So there could be an element of maybe thinking about going back to school, thinking about taking a certification course. You know, because this is in the challenge position, it could be that, oh, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it this year, or at least the first 6 months of this year. Maybe kind of like, I got to find the time to do that. Or you could also be focused on, you know, moving up within the company that you're in, you know, being promoted. You know, you may be really focused on new, like really watching the job board and trying to see, like, you know, trying to jump on the opportunities as they come in, especially the first half of the year. Now, you could be looking for new work as well. So this could be, for many of you though, it would be kind of what you already have experience in, taking your knowledge, taking your skills that you've already developed and learned where you're at and taking it to a new company. But so yeah, focus on work, financial, career focused. So you Cancers are definitely going to want to check out your Career and Finance RuneScope over on Vimeo. That link is below, so definitely you'll get more details about this over there. But that's your focus, and it may be a challenge because you know, if you're looking for a new job or looking to move up even within the company you're in, you may find it's kind of slow to get going. You may find there just aren't a lot of opportunities, or you know, there in your field, there just aren't any, there isn't anything being posted in your city. There's not any, you know, not a lot of opportunities available where you live. So that may be why this is coming up as a challenge. You know, this can also mean like just being bored with what you have been doing and ready to kind of branch out or expand, go in a different direction, maybe a career change. But some of you, it may be coming up as a challenge because you may be feeling like, well, here I am mid-career. If I were to change tactics now or change course now, you know, I'm starting again at the bottom of the barrel, or I'm having to kind of totally, you know, do those steps over again. Not necessarily. That, I feel like that's an illusion. I don't feel like that's the truth of the situation. Like, some of the experience that you have built up is certainly applicable in more ways or in more areas than you may think, Cancer. So just think creatively about how to rewrite that resume and not lie, not deceive, but accentuate the skills you have honed that would be marketable for the position or the job that you are interested in, or if you're looking to make a career change. Now, as we move into 2017, so yeah, at the beginning of December, at the beginning of January, moving out of December, you have got 5 of Wands in reverse. So this can mean avoiding a battle or avoiding an argument. You may be trying very hard to avoid confronting a situation or to being dragged into something. Because this usually can mean 5s are normally conflict, and the 5 of Wands is a mock battle. It's very petty normally, and some of you may have actually avoided this already. Maybe it was over the holidays. You were expecting, you know, things to come up or things to happen, or you to be drawn into little squabbles and things, and maybe refreshingly that was not the case. So this is a good thing, I feel. Yeah, avoiding being drawn into unnecessary squabbles and dramas. I also feel like this is a message for later in the year when you are applying for certain gigs. if you're looking for new work, there's not going to be a ton of competition in this field. And maybe that's a key to the career change that you want to make. Maybe the career that you're in right now, there is a lot of competition, particularly maybe where you live. So you're wanting to take your achievements, your experience, and direct it in a new way to a career path where there isn't as much competition. Maybe particularly where you're at, where, you know, somebody who's got the skills, it's kind of like, you're in, you know, that sort of thing. So there is an element with this of being tired of competing and always having to fight so hard for every little scrap. And this doesn't just have to be in work. This can be in any area of life. You know, we compete with a lot, you know, more than just coworkers. Maybe it's competition with family members or siblings, or and you're just like, I'm not going to engage in that silliness anymore, because it is petty. It's childish. It's like maybe you've been competing with a sibling your whole life, and you know, you're now like, okay, we're 40, we're 50 years old, we're, you know, why is this still happening? Can we not move past this to a more adult interaction? Or maybe you've been in a relationship, a long-term relationship. Maybe you got married quite young, and there has been this kind of combative energy to the relationship the whole way through. And you're just like, okay, haven't we grown beyond this? You know, and if we haven't, it's time. It's time to put in the work and the effort and learn a new way of doing this relationship. The help that's going to be available to you, January through June, Cancer, you've got 8 of Cups. So this is leaving behind something that emotionally was holding you back. This can be a disappointment. There's an element of disappointment here with this. It's like you invested a lot of time, you invested a lot of energy into this job, into this relationship, into this sibling rivalry, this competition. And now you have to leave it behind. So there is an element of, I wish that had worked out. That didn't turn out the way I thought it would. But I mean, because this is coming up as a help to you, that indicates to me that whatever you thought was right for you was not. You're moving on to what is right for you. So it is necessary to leave behind anything that is blocking you, particularly emotionally. And sometimes our job can block us emotionally. We're so maybe stuck in the mundane, or maybe it's so stressful that we can't ever leave work at work, and it's affecting our personal lives, our time with our families, our kids, you know, our ability to date. Maybe you just don't have time. You're always working so hard. There's so much that has to be done and not enough time to do it all. So yeah, that, you know, there are more reasons to leave a job than just money. Seeking better money, seeking benefits. There's also, you know, this job is sucking my soul, or this job is blocking me from moving forward in any other area of life. Finance is not the only area of life, and in fact, it's the least important when it comes down to spiritual things. Relationships, how we interact with other people, those are the important things. And Cancer, you're a water sign, so I don't think I think I'm preaching to the choir here. You know all that. But yeah, if you're just miserable, or if this is just like, you know, it's like, this is not for me. It's time for me to move on. That's what this card is saying, you know. It may be tough to do it, though. It may not be easy to leave it behind, maybe just because 8s have a lot to do with stability, and you've got 2 of them here, so maybe it is that, like, you know, well, at least this is reliable. Yes, this job sucks, but it's reliable. I know what to expect. I know what my paycheck's going to be every week. If I go somewhere else, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe the company's going to fold. You know, this place has, you know, been in business so long, and it's stable and all of that stuff. So that may be what the 8 of Cups is talking about, is like you may have to take a risk and leave behind that stability. And that may seem counterintuitive to your normal way of doing things, Cancer. You may feel like, oh, that's a dumb thing to do. No, then not always. Not always. It depends on what you're gaining. And it depends on where it's leading to. Because I feel like whatever you're doing right now as we start 2017, it's like that's not going to change much. Yes, it's stable. But if it's really unfulfilling, really stressful, If you don't have time for any other areas of life, that's never going to change. So if you're not happy with that, or if you are feeling weighted down by that, or even miserable about that, then it is time to make a change in 2017 and explore some options. You don't have to do it right away, but do take some time to focus on that. Like this says, focus and figure out what options are available to you. Now, what must be accepted about the first 6 months of 2017? And either of these can be interchangeable. Again, that's one of the kind of caveats about these general readings, is like some of this may happen for some of you in the second part of the year and vice versa. It just depends on where you fall on the spectrum here. But yeah, just keep that in mind. What must be accepted about the first 6 months, though, according to this? We've got Four of Swords. So this is a card of time out, vacation, relaxation, recuperation, a much needed break. This is kind of just like a retreat, maybe going on a retreat. So those of you maybe that have been working so hard, you haven't had time for a vacation. You haven't had time for any time to kind of decompress. That will happen the first part of the year. Now, what I'm getting with that is like, you know, if you don't take it yourself, that's when the universe may step in. Like if you're supposed to get out of this situation, this work situation, so that you can better develop more fully other areas of your life, or to find a career and start pursuing a career that's more beneficial or more in line with what you should be doing, and you don't take a break and kind of take a retreat and de-stress, the universe may step in and do it for you. And you know, so there may be like layoffs, things like that. That's when that happens. It's kind of like, okay, we've given you time enough to figure this out and make the change. You didn't do it, so we're gonna do it for you. So I would definitely plan to do it yourself, Cancer. Maybe start off the year planning a vacation, little mini break. A nice, maybe long extended, or even a retreat. Some of you, this may be an illness can actually happen to get you to take the time off that you need to rest and recuperate. So, you know, for some of you, maybe you're working yourself sick. You know, the body can be like, hey, you punished me long enough, I can't do anymore, so I'm sick now, and I'm gonna make you lay down. I'm gonna make you take some time off work and take some time out. So again, that's another way that can work. But for many of you, maybe this is something you are just planning at the beginning of the year. Dang it, I'm gonna take a vacation, I'm gonna take some time off, and I'm just gonna relax. It's not gonna be one of these vacations where you're going. It's gonna be one of these, I am on the beach with a margarita and a book, or I am at home on my couch for a week with Netflix, or, you know, my favorite DVDs, whatever. Now, at the end of this period, so towards the end of June, we've got Four of Wands here in reverse. So this does talk about some instability within the home or family. So this could be going back to this Five of Wands, since we've got 4 and 5 here, and they're both in the reverse. It could be talking about, yeah, just arguments, petty squabbling in the home or amongst family members. And it doesn't have to be your immediate family. This could be going on around you with your parents or extended family, siblings. Again, since that was coming up really strongly with this Five of Wands in reverse. And it could have something to do with an achievement or an exciting event that you or someone else is planning. So this could be someone planning a wedding, planning a, you know, they're going to be graduating from college, or there's some big life event maybe that's coming up first half of the year, and someone says something that is just kind of like rains on the parade, or is like kind of derogatory. Hopefully it's not you, Cancer, but I mean, you know, It happens, and especially if it's someone that you're competitive with, it can be, you know, it could be somebody whose successes you don't revel in. But if somebody's directing this at you, I mean, that's a bad feeling, especially if it's someone that you are connected with who should be happy for you. If something is, you know, if they're having a big life event, you expect the people that care about you to be happy, not jealous or envious or that sort of thing. And it is human to be envious, but if it is you, Cancer, then maybe try to rework that energy. Again, so that there isn't this pettiness, this petty squabbling. Now, if it's being directed at you, just do your best to not let it dampen the moment. Don't take it to heart. Realize it's coming from this person's own issues and doesn't have anything to do with you. They're just trying to, you know, don't give them the satisfaction of raining on your parade. This could also be, yeah, a wedding someone doesn't approve of, or like someone's like, oh, I don't think that he or she should marry that person, so I'm not going to come to the wedding, and, you know, whatever. You know, in most cases, when someone's being like that, the event's probably going to be better if they're not there. You know what I mean? Let them make their statement or whatever, and just let it go on without a hitch. And enjoy not having to put up with that kind of negativity. Let's jump in, move on now to July through December 2017 here with the runes, Cancer. Let's see what the continuing story is here. So your challenge or focus second part of the year. Maybe in overcoming delays for the shift or change that you want to make. So, I mean, you really are taking your time here, Cancer. So we've got, oh yeah, I want a shift or a change. And, you know, second part of the year, we're still kind of in that same kind of energy. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with thinking things through. And it may not be through no fault of your own, Cancer. It may be that just, you know, the right opportunities aren't coming through and you want to wait for the right one. Or you may find that you are, you know, whenever you do find jobs that you're interested in, they're too far away, or maybe they would require a move and you can't move right now. But yeah, there could be some delays and frustration involving moving, changing your residence, you know, miscommunications around what jobs entail that you may be looking at if you're looking to change your job. Some of you may be leaving a relationship second part of the year because Esau's here. So that can indicate a breakup, a divorce, a separation, going your separate ways. And you may, it may be a situation where you have to leave, but you don't want to. You have to, in order for you to end this relationship, you have to move out of the house, or you have to move out and you don't want to. You feel like the other person should move, but they're not going anywhere. So that puts a big obstacle in your path and delays, maybe delays you being able to move because you can't find anything, you know, close enough to work or that you can afford. Maybe you're financially, you feel like you're not going to be able to be financially independent or kind of step out on your own here. And I feel like this is happening in the summertime as we move into this second portion of the reading. So end of June, moving into July for most of you, there is this kind of disruptive kind of clinker thrown in involving delays and obstacles when it comes to moving forward or making a big shift or change. And for many of you, it could just be as much as there's a slowdown in opportunities. You're just not finding the right one. So seeing this now, Cancer, going back to this, if you find an awesome opportunity in that first part of the year, jump on it, because you can change all of this. You always have free will within the framework of all of these, any sort of reading. So if you find a good opportunity in the first part of the year, you jump on it, because it looks like there could be some delays second part of the year. I do think many of you are still going to have a new opportunity, but, you know, there will be a second option that comes around, but for many of you, I think it's going to come up in the first part of the year. You're going to be able to leave something behind, and you should. Even if it makes you feel like, that's a risk, or I'm not feeling as stable. I think that's actually a good thing, Cancer. Now, these delays could be in other areas. It could just be in a move having to do with real estate, property, travel. You may have to delay a trip that you were planning to take, or there may be travel connected to this job that you're doing, and that may not be your favorite part of it, just because, you know, travel is stressful. So keep that in mind. If you don't like travel, if it's not your thing and this job involves travel, it may not be the right one for you, Cancer. But yeah, miscommunications, especially in June, July, August, especially in regards to work, what a job is going to entail and all the details. There may be miscommunications or misunderstandings. So just make sure that you're asking the pertinent questions, the things that you really want to know or need to know, Cancer, before you decide to take a job. And that's going to bring you victory. That's how you're going to get what you want. There is going to be an opportunity second part of the year. If it doesn't come along in the first part of the year, again, it's going to be different. For some of you, it'll be first part, others second part. But there's one that you're like, I really want this. And you're going to go after it with everything you've got. And it may be a long process. That can be what this is saying. It just may take a long time. You know, you may think that even that you didn't get it, and then find out that you did, because there is the help that's available to you second part of the year, new beginnings, a new opening up. Ing-wise, it's all about birth. This could be the birth of a child, but for many of you, I feel like it's the birth of a new career, the birth of a new way of living, a more creative, open way of living. I feel like whatever this position is or whatever this job entails, it's more in line with your innate gifts and who you are. So it's more than just what you do for a living. It really has a lot to do with who you are. And I feel like some of you are going to be helping others in some way. This could be a charitable, a nonprofit organization. Because this rune also talks about taking up a cause, fighting for right, or fighting for other people's rights, or fighting against injustice, that sort of thing. So some of you could be taking up a cause in your work. And that could be how these delays and frustrations are showing up. It's just like, you know, you got to fight some big powers, or you got to go up against some, you know, you got to go through bureaucratic organizations to help people get certain kinds of aid, or help them find places to live, that sort of thing. But it's a very rewarding work because you are helping people. So, and when it works, it seems wonderful, and the satisfaction that you'll get from helping people improve their station or improve their lives in some way will be very beneficial for you. And I'm seeing you meeting, particularly the second half of the year, Cancer, a whole lot of new people that are more like your group. There could be a really special friendship that begins the second part of the year. Maybe you meet this person at this job. For some of you, those of you that are single, this could be a new romantic relationship that's going to lead to children, or you may gain a child coming in from this. So maybe this is somebody who already has a child from a previous relationship. Yeah, birth, either actually giving birth or the birth of a new relationship is here. So for those of you that are single, second part of the year looks interesting for most of you. And you may be it may be after you leave this other relationship. Some of you may be need to leave a relationship behind. Again, with 8 of Cups and Isa, you know, a separation, a divorce, a severance from one relationship in order for this new one to flourish. Now, what must be accepted about the second part of the some of you may be dealing with just low energy levels, or kind of interesting because Four of Swords is here too. So those of you that have been combating like health issues, dealing with health issues, you know, you may have times where it's like, why, some of you, it may be a mystery what's happening. Why am I so tired all the time? Why do my energy levels fluctuate so much? Is something wrong? And it may be a mystery, like with weird here, it may be that, you know, it takes a while. Maybe this is the delays, you know, it's like nobody can figure out what is wrong with me. Nobody can figure out why I feel this way. Nobody can diagnose what these symptoms are. But yeah, a lot of it may just be that, you know, some days you just can't seem to get out of bed. I mean, you just feel really, more tired than you used to feel, or not well, just not really feeling kind of under the weather. This can also have some elements of you, that this could be someone else that you're concerned about, and it's like they're trying to find out what's wrong. A family member or a boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, they're having a health issue, and you know, it's like it's affecting you because it's, you know, they're not feeling well and you are concerned about them. But another way this can work is that it is, you know, someone who just kind of follows in a relationship, someone who may be overpowered by a partner and just kind of goes along for the ride. They don't really fight for their own want. You know, this is the one where it's like that you ask them where they want to go to eat and they're just like, oh, wherever, I don't care. Or, you know, oh, where do you want to live? Do you want to move here? I said, oh, whatever. They kind of leave all of the big decisions up to the partner, their partner, and that can be abused by the other person if you're not with someone who is, you know, craving that sort of power over their partner, because there are people out there who want that sort of, you know, they want to just be agreed with and make all the decisions. But with this coming up here in the reverse and with weird, it's kind of like, you know, maybe that's the key to changing. If this is something that keeps happening to you, Cancer, in relationships, it may be time to recognize that and work on fixing it, work on changing it. Now, at the end of the year, we have again have family squabbles and issues coming up, which would make sense. End of the year, holiday time, November, December. Yeah, there may be some frustrations with family, people interfering in your business, people, yeah, trying to find out more information than you want to give up. You know, you may find yourself in a situation where you or someone else may find yourself in a situation where you've said or done something where you can't kind of get out of it, and you have to kind of face the music. Now, if it is you, Cancer, yeah, I mean, I feel like you'll feel like you're opposed by maybe, you know, the group or the family, or someone else may be feeling that way because, and maybe rightfully so, maybe they're being opposed because they did do something underhanded, or they did, you know, do something that was not ethical, or maybe they lied or deceived somebody. This rune can also have connections to inheritance or wills, so this could be squabbles or disagreements over an estate, someone hiding information, or someone trying to fudge information, saying that something's supposed to come to them when that's not what it said in the documents, that sort of thing. So, but I really feel like for most of you, because it's coming at the tail end of the year, it's just squabbles, and it's again kind of reiterating or repeating this energy at the beginning. So this seems to be people that it's like, oh, I want to leave but I can't, or I want to get away from them but I can't because I'm related to them. Well, you know, who says you have to go to the holidays every year? Maybe you're like, oh, I'm taking a cruise this year. I was talking about that in December's readings for somebody. It's like a lot of people are, you know, just like, oh, screw this holiday stuff. I'm just going to go on a 2-week vacation. Take that time and really enjoy myself instead of, you know, arguing with family members or, you know, having to see that uncle or aunt I never get along with, whatever. So that's another option for next year, Cancer, that you may want to consider, is just avoiding all of that altogether. But yeah, there may be some opposition from family or someone being opposed by family, but it may be for a very good reason. Again, it'll be different for all of you. But overall, I mean, it just seems like keep your eye on the prize, whatever this goal is that you have, particularly when it comes to work, career, money. Yeah, if an opportunity that's pretty stellar comes along in the first part of the year, Cancer, jump on it, because those of you that it doesn't, I do feel like there will be an opportunity later in the year, but for most of you, I think it's going to come first part of the year, and if you don't jump on it, you'll miss it. It may be a long process to get hired, or it may be a lot of tears you have to go through to get this gig, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So that is what I see for 2017, Cancer. Good luck, and I'll see you back here next month.